Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Xuver pre-launch webinar. Please let me know if you can hear me by giving a heads up on the chat. We tested it fully, so it should all be working very good. I'm not seeing any response on the chat yet, but feel free to respond. Are you hearing me? Yep. Okay. Very good. Very good. Uh, so, um, I'm getting some response that everybody can hear me fine. So thank you very much for joining us on the webinar to our launch of the new fully renewed server. We have a presentation for you here today. My name is Lawrence Koch, and I'll be doing this webinar together with Nadia Bordianu. And my responsibilities are for commercial activities as a sales manager, and Nadia is our support manager and knows all about the technical part of our platform. And we're very excited about the release of our new software platform and all the new features we have. So let me talk you through the agenda we have for you today. As we just did our brief introduction, I will get back to you about a few of the basics about Xuver. We have a learning goal for you for today because we are really excited and we want to help you learn how to provide an ultimate design experience and also explain why it's so important in today's market. Uh, Obviously, the main event is what's new in Xuver. We have a new release. There's going to be some very nice new features that we're all going to be pointing out to you. It's going to be included in a demo in which we take you through a few steps in the design experience. And it's going to be me and Nadia together presenting it to you in the steps of converting, creating a project, and then turn it into an immersive experience within Xuver. And for all your attendees for today, we have a special discount that we get back to you for later. In the end, probably the presentation is going to take around half an hour. We have some room for questions afterwards. While you're in it's an interactive situation here, so feel free to reach out and ask questions if you like. And we'll get back to you as soon as we can. So, where are we at the moment? We are Xuver. We have two offices, one here in Holland, we have one in Moldova. We've grown over the years. We've been working on this for 7 years now. We got about 25 FTEs working for us, and now we have approximately 10,000 users across the globe within 156 countries by now, and it's actually growing every day. So we're very, very excited about it. To take it on to the learning goal for today, we were saying how to provide the ultimate design experience and why is this so important. First of all, the importance is today's market is all about visuals. So there's video, there's visualizations, there's everything. It's a definite market trend, and customers expect that they're always going to be teased with visual interaction. When you're a designer and you're working with your clients and they expect the visualizations, it may come into a situation where you get some practical difficulties as to time or maybe a lack of knowledge or complex software to use to make some nice visualizations. So how do you create that visual support? Customers have some trouble looking into 2Ds and actually try to envision themselves in a room or in an area where they can identify themselves with. So it's kind of hard. You get questions that you may not want to answer or may want to have later in the process. And it actually delays the situation to get to the final design. So what we get back from our customers is that they actually are able to get to the final design a lot faster. And you might as well just do that in a nice situation with some beautiful visuals and not having to put into too much of effort, and create that process and make it run smooth, very fast, and create a situation where you're actually able to communicate at the same level. Now that's what we're trying to do and what we're trying to achieve, and actually give you the full design experience without having to put in a lot of effort, lots of troubles. No, just very pure, simple, and fast visualizations, and make that process simple enough that pretty much anyone can do it. So be a visual artist without any extra knowledge or needing any hardware or any complex situations or requirements. Just simple internet access and be able to visualize wherever, whenever you can. So that brings us up to what's new. We included a perfect online rendering. It's history making. Nobody's ever done this before. You will see it in the demo later on, but we have been able to create a pure rendering online without any extra effort. And also you want to put in some atmosphere, just like you do with your other visualizations. And because we wanted to enable you to do that, we created the editor. And the editor enables you to change lighting, change lots of new things. Nadia will definitely show you all about it within a minute. Because not everyone could identify themselves with the current avatar, we decided to change that. We're going to build a big portfolio with different avatars, but within the new version, we now have 3. So there's 2 male avatars and there's 1 female. So you can select whoever you can identify the most with and use that. Also use different avatars as a person. So we have multiple different avatars in the model if you like. Then as for the portal to create projects, we understood that most of you did not necessarily like the way you would have to go through the projects. So we simplified everything as much as we could. And now you have a very smooth running wizard for every action that you want to take. So if you're creating a project, just next, finish, and you got your project. It's very easy to create the XR files like before. No possibilities to make mistakes, just to make it run very smooth and give you the easy user experience that you may expect. Then public viewers are now fully public, always open URL, so they're very usable for marketing purposes. Whenever you like to share or create a situation where there's multiple people available and you don't want to go through any trouble, just send them a public link and you'll be fine. As well as for students that wanted to access, lots of them reached out to us. So now we have an actual student license there with a massive discount. So any student throughout the world can use it whenever they want. And we have a yearly subscription now that will get you 50% off your monthly subscription. So then on to the next situation where all of you have been waiting for. I'm gonna create make Nadia a presenter in this demo, and she will run you through the new Xuver and show you all the new visuals, and I hope you enjoy it. So Nadia, you're now presenter. Can you speak out, please, and share your camera? Yeah, I see you.
Hello, everyone. So,
okay, well, the floor is yours.
yeah, thank you, Lawrence. So, hello, everyone. I'm so excited we are having this webinar because I think we have pretty amazing stuff to show you what we have accomplished in this user-friendly connection between people, connection between client customer tool. And I'm not gonna make you wait, so we will go directly to the result. So here it is. I'm gonna moment. So here is our new improved viewer. As you can see, we have implemented new lighting system, nice smoother shadows, nicer textures with better quality. We have added a new button here at the bottom. You see, switch to editor, in which you can edit light and shadow settings. Also, you can click right and you can add and change material settings to which one you choose. So I'm gonna walk around a bit to give you the impression, to give you the, to represent you the atmosphere that we worked so hard to achieve. And I think we did a great job because I really like it. I'm so happy with the result. You can see that there's nice reflection in the windows, just a bit, real-time reflection in the windows. It's amazing because you do not need software to, I will change it, I will make it a bit more. So when I turn around, you can see how it plays on the glass. It's amazing. It's online, real-time rendering. Okay, I'm going forward. You can see there, I will start with the environment. So I'll go step by step, not to get confused or messed up during explanation of how the workflow goes. So first of all, what you want to do, you want to export your Archicad, SketchUp, Revit file. What you want to do? So we have the SketchUp file. Old plugins do not work anymore, unfortunately, but we have new, better, improved ones that work perfectly, and just they're amazing. You'll see it. So we go to Xuver page. We have here download plugin. Click on it, you get a wizard pop-up, you select your operating system, your software, and you download it. For SketchUp, there is a download on the website. Also, you can go to extension warehouse, SketchUp extension warehouse, and you could download every Z file from there and install it in your in your SketchUp software. So I have it here. So we are done with this. We have our model. You can see it's pretty big. It's 177, I think, megabytes. It's very detailed, but still, I try to use as low poly objects as I could because it is still an online rendering. So you gotta keep it clean, keep it simple. Every time it works, less is more. So, okay, so we have a nice model in SketchUp, a few polygons, few details, and we want to export it. First, some tips about what you want to think about before exporting, before going to viewer. First of all, is to make sure you go to styles monochrome and you see that your model doesn't have reversed face. It is important because in viewer you will get you'll get wrong the wrong idea of a material because it can read both sides. So this kind of thing you have to go to it and reverse it. So it has to be front face, everything. Second, what you want to do, if you work pretty much on that model and you added things and then deleted things, some of the information still remains in your SketchUp files. So you want to go to Window, Model Info, Statistics, and Purge Unused. So this is also clear. Another thing is that better to use nice high quality textures. You can see this brick, it's actually photo, it's amazing. So in viewer it will also look good. I'll go to iView, to Flypro, sorry, and we will go to that bricks, and I will show you that the quality is not lost during the conversion, and it looks amazing here. Plus, we will get to this, how we are adding this texture by adding roughness and bump, but this will be later on. So with textures, I mentioned. Also, there is quite an interesting idea to use this PNG files with transparent background, like for this lamp. So I imported a PNG file as a texture. Also checked that it is front faced, and in the viewer you'll get a nice idea, that not idea, a nice feeling that it actually is light up. So you can see it here. Nice. Okay, so we are done with explaining what should you take care of before exporting the file. Well, that's pretty much it. And what do? You go to File and Export Xuver. Then you name it and save the place where you want to save it. I save it in XR file, test 8. Next step is going to Xuver and creating project. You hear it actually doesn't differ from what we had before. So here are the steps. Add XR file. For me, it will be XR file 8. Name it webinar test. Next is privacy mode. As Lawrence mentioned, now public viewers will not have to register. They go directly to your link and you can share it so much easily and so much faster. And finish and open your project. I'm not gonna do this now. I'm gonna go directly to the project I already prepared. So another step and another improvement in our website is that we have environments. We have uploaded on our website environments. So depending on the model, depending what you model, what you want to represent, you can download anything from here, depending on what you have, what you want to represent. For example, you have a product. So actually now Xuver is more suitable for visualizing products like cars, phones, furniture. We can use this whole, I will show it during the webinar, some examples of products that we uploaded and worked a bit on it, fine-tuning, and used this environment to in the viewer. Okay, so with environment, I used landscape view on cloudy sky. I downloaded it, and then to add an environment to the project, you go to my projects, webinar test, you edit it, you go to files, and here are your files. One thing I should mention that you also can download your modified XR file. For example, this one is already changed. I worked on it. I had added reflections on angle, metalness, bump, and so on. So I want to keep these settings. I want to keep this file. I can download it and upload it whenever I want. And here is the part with the environment. You can add it. The one that you download from the environment, you download it from website. And you click Save Project and you open your project. Okay, so this is done. Then when we open the scene, you want to work with it, you want to make it softer, maybe change the direction of the sun, maybe change the color saturation. That's all we have. We have implemented this, and we will start with light shadow settings. So first we have intensity of the sun and global illumination, which both uh, are specific to the lightness, the brightness of the scene. For sun intensity, you just adjust the brightness that comes only from the sun. With global illumination, you change the whole scene brightness depending on what you want. So it's more brighter and it's dark. It's like dark enough. So yeah, another cool tool that it's really fun to have, and it's really important to have for architects, and special when designing a home. It's very important to know how to place the house regarding the sun. So in the bedroom, you'll have more sunlight in the morning and less sunlight in the evening. And in the living room, you don't want too much light if you have big windows, so won't be too hot, or you'll have reflection on TV and so on. So this thing can be changed on some horizontal angle and vertical angle. So you can see this. And again, this is real-time rendering online. You don't have to install anything. You just play with it as you wish. You study it as you wish. I'm gonna leave it like this. Also, after you are making some changes and you are not, I'm sorry, you're not quite sure about your changes, you can discard them anytime you want. Okay. Next step, so we have more or less the lighting we want. We go to material settings. So we click right on the material we want to change, for example, brick. And I will start with glass because we have first opacity and it's more clear what it does. It's actually clear in the definition, but still. So opacity is the transparency of the objects. So we can use it on windows, on glass, and even that's a nice idea to use it on walls, so we can hide them totally and we can see the building from inside. It's pretty cool. But what I want to do is I want to work a bit on the glass, as I showed you in the beginning. So it looks nice with a bit of environment reflection and a bit of opacity, of transparency moved, so you can give it less, or you can close it a bit so you don't see a lot of interior. And it looks pretty nice. I'll show it here. You can see how the environment reflects in the window. And it actually plays like in the window, because you're not seeing with the camera. You don't use just one point of view. You're moving around. It's also moving. Yay. Okay, so for metalness and roughness, we will be needing a more shiny objects, metals. For this, I will choose a car that we have in the back of us. So this is the car. I also worked a bit on it, changed a bit. You see the reflection. It's amazing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you are, I'm sorry for interrupting, but you're saying you worked a little bit on the car, right?
Yeah.
But can you maybe tell
Yeah.
everyone how much time you spend on it?
But like a minute. Oh, bless, it's like 30 seconds. I'm gonna show it. For example, I exported the car. It was gray. It was gray. So like this, gray white, and it didn't have any texture in it. So what I want to do, I want to give it a more, sorry, I want to give it a more realistic view, more shiny, glossy thing. So I will select it. We'll select the base metal thing of a car. I'm gonna add environment and roughness, but first I want to show you how you can, for example, you exported a white model, but you want to change during your process, you want to change the color. So it's very easy now. You just go to diffuse color and you play. You choose whatever color you like. And it's so easy to get to it. It's just like a game. It's easier than a game. It's just fun to play with it, to see what you can get in the result. What can it be if you will try different color. So also environment reflection. And I wanted to mention, I will discard this sentence. We have this pretty amazing tool that a lot of architects, designers will appreciate. We have this color saturation of a whole scene. So if you want a more conceptual idea, just to see the volume, not get distracted by textures, colors, I think you just go to color saturation -1, and it's black and white. And it's just one click. You don't need Photoshop. You don't need to render your model and then go to Photoshop. It's just online, and you can go back as it was, just one click. So pretty cool. I'm gonna go finish this car. So I'm gonna change it color back. You can see how the details now are spot on by the fact that I added a bit of I changed the textures, the parameters of reflection and color and roughness. It's amazing. Okay, so I think that's it with the editor and environment. And Lawrence mentioned about avatars, but we have them already free, so we can choose which one we like. When the scene opens for the first time, you will choose one avatar that is more that you like the best. But for future, if you just got bored of it or you want to change, you will have the ability to change it in my avatar and make one of this default avatar. So it's up to you. Okay, so that's pretty much it about editor and environment and exporting, uploading, and exploring the model. So once you're finished, you want to share it, and that's it. You just share it, and you go both with your client, customer, friend, and you have fun in it. Also, I'm going to show you some examples of models that we worked on, and what can you do with our tool. So first of all, I'm going to go to furniture. This is a furniture. As I told you, it depends on what you want to represent. For example, here I wanted to make like a department on a, I don't know, on a presentation, furniture presentation. It's not actually a house. It's a platform where you can explore if you like this furniture or not. It's you can see the proportions with the avatar, if it's real one, and if you like it or not. Also, there is an interior scene. Maybe you want to create, you have a big space, a hall, and you want to create there an office. That's actually pretty interesting because we did this in our office. So we had a big room, an empty room, and we started to divide sections, what will be and where it will be. So it's amazing. We model it, and then we entered the scene, and we understood how we wanted to see it and how is the best way so you don't get intersections in departments. You don't get disturbed by another department, don't get disturbed by a meeting or something. So this is amazing because you have also the ability to change your model, and it takes so little time to upload it again and to see if this is okay. You don't have to render uh, pictures, videos, because you will still need this feeling of walking in the room. So I think it's pretty amazing because usually professionals, architects, work with 2D plans, renderings, but for common people, it is more likely for them to envision their space by walking like this uh, in a space they are trying to create, to build, to live. Okay, so this is office and amazing car. So as I told you, this is quite amazing of how the lightning is falling on the car, expressing its form. And the crazy thing is that this is online. I can change it whenever I want. So I go to editor, I click on change sun. It's amazing. Change vertical angle, color saturation if I want it black, global illumination if I want a more conceptual. And you don't have to wait any, not even a minute or 30 seconds. I don't know. It's just so fast. So yeah, that's pretty much it about what we have accomplished, and I'm so happy I showed you all this, and now I can finally share it with you, and you have the whole freedom to go to explore it, to upload your files, to play with them. And if you have any questions, just ask, and we will try to do our best to answer and to support you as best as we can. So thank you for your attention, and I'll give you Laura's back.
Thank you very much, Nadia. It was a pretty complete presentation, I think. You showed so many things that, especially with the reflections, um, there's so much people can do. Let me share my screen again. Um, Here we go. Um, you should be seeing my sheet. Like as you see, we're ready to finish up here on our webinar. We really enjoyed showing you all the new features. As you have seen, we seriously improved the rendering compared to the earlier version. Um, what we see now is that it serves a very good purpose as a very fast rendering tool. And what we found out on testing and everything is that it suits for pretty much like 80 to 85% of the actual rendering jobs. To give an idea, to give the extra dimension to that model. And it's going to save you lots of time. It's going to be an amazing experience, especially for clients. as they have the full freedom to explore whatever you've designed. And they will, something that is probably good to add to Nadia's story is that whatever you are creating or editing, your clients will not be able to change anything. So they will not have access to the editor. They will only see what you have viewed. And it's very easy to do a few little changes, as you've seen, without having to go through the entire change of the model or change textures or anything. Uh, just update it in the editor. Make sure you put it online again. Your client will have to refresh, and it's going to be all there. So very fast, very easy to do. And yeah, we're hoping you're going to be enjoying it. This is pretty much it for now. I see we've been running fairly well on the time. Feel free to ask your questions. I'll be looking at the chat and see if you have any questions. See, not everyone is responding at the same time. All right. Well, it seems like we've been pretty complete in our explanation, I guess. And all right. So Gerald Hoffman has a question. This is the current release. When will the release when will we release the updated plugin? Nadia, may be good for you to answer, but I believe it's already there, right?
Yeah, plugins are already online.
So are all the plugins available? So Revit, ArchiCAD, the converter?
Yes, SketchUp, Revit, ArchiCAD. You're free to try.
All right. And I believe we have a small delay on the Mac version, right? But it's going to be there just maybe even by the end of the day. So it should be available very, very soon. So give it a shot and make sure that if you install the plugin that you delete the old plugin first.
Yeah, that's very important because none of the projects that used old plugin will not work. We used a new system, a new coding system, so that's totally new.
Okay. I see a question from Emilia. She says, I can see some great new features, but unfortunately, I have had problems with the audio, so I can't hear anything. Now, that's not too well. Good for you, because you're also asking whether it's going to be published in any way. Well, definitely will. We will publish it on our YouTube channel, and you will receive an email after the webinar so you can view it at a later time. Let me see. Okay, then Gerald Hoffman says, I've been talking about the ArchiCAD 23 plugin. So that's a different thing. I don't believe it's available yet, but we're working on it, right? Nadia?
Work. ArchiCAD 23 should work. Plugin.
It does already.
It will be by the end of the day or tomorrow.
All right, so Gerald, we're almost ready, so it's gonna be all good. Then I think we've had the most important questions for now. Yeah, so this is the new version for now. Good for you to know, maybe, is we will be hosting more webinars. We had a little bit of lag on the broadcast, as you may have noticed, so I would strongly suggest that you give it a shot yourself and try it on your own computer. Performance has been something we've really been focused on, and it works very smooth. So definitely give that a try. I hear a bit of echo on myself, so Nadia, maybe you can mute yourself.
Yeah, sure.
So thank you, and yeah, I would suggest for you all to try it and give it a shot on with your own models. Whenever you are experiencing anything that you may not know, or you want to explore new features, get a little help, just reach out to us. You can always reach us on the chat on the website, Xuver.com. You can reach us on our social channels. We're there: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We'll in the coming time, we will definitely be publishing a lot of new content and instruction videos with the new version. Since there's lots of new features available, we will also do a regular webinar based on certain topics, like, for example, how to make your perfect render of certain objects, or maybe do certain things with the windows, or create a certain style or experience. We're working on a content planner for it now. It will most definitely be there at least every month, and also published on the YouTube channel, so you can look back at a later time and find your tips and tricks. So yeah, if there's anything you would like us to do as a next step or a next video, just reach out, and we're glad to hear from you. And yeah, we're welcome and open to suggestions at any time. So I believe that would be about it. I don't really see the next any more questions that have popped up, or anything. Um, yeah, I hope to hear from you again. You will receive an email where you can view this webinar again, and also a special link to get your special discount of 50% on your yearly subscription. So I would strongly suggest you give that a shot. It's a very good opportunity. We're happy to help for any questions, and for now, I think we've covered everything that we wanted to share, and we're glad you used Xuver. So thank you very much. Goodbye.